Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there. Welcome back.
Welcome back. As always, guys, we want to thank everybody for their support on Patreon, at the lives, and also members on YT. We couldn't do it without you guys.
It's been a huge help. Thank you.
Yes, as we are in our 8th year of doing this crazy thing that we do. Here's some crazy news. A huge fire breaks out of Venezuelan oil project. Explosion heard before a distillation tower went up in flames. No comment from state oil firm. Unclear what started it. Well, all eyes have been on Venezuela with everything going on. Meanwhile, this is in Japan, Saganoseki. This is another massive fire, and it's spread to over 170 buildings, over 100 people forced to evacuate. You know, one of the things that hit me about Japan is that they were actually giving away houses for free because their population has declined so much. There's a lot of empty houses in Japan. Of course, you know, so many people live in Tokyo. Tokyo's just ginormous. And, you know, again, it's like one of those places where so many people are congregated in one small spot, and the population density is insane. But overall, Japan's population is in rapid decline. You know, coincidentally or not, there's been some tension between Japan and China relating to Taiwan and supporting Taiwan. Gotta wonder, you know, is it going to get like crazy, or are things going to just blow up? This looks like looks like a movie, but it isn't. This is what we were talking about yesterday. Mount Semeru. This was the eruption. This was a big one. You know, again, the ash went up over 50,000 feet, and this is Indonesia, so we're talking close to the equator. This is the type of thing that, you know, can have an impact on weather and certainly cooling things off. Although it's been a mixed bag depending on where you are with the weather.
It's been really kind of swinging like a pendulum out there.
We were low 80s today. And yet I saw in 5 days it's supposed to be in the 50s for a high, but that's what happens. So were you just waiting with bated breath to see the new images of 3i at last from NASA? Are you disappointed? This is what NASA gives us. This is what they give us. And they also basically said, just like Angry Astronaut was saying, they're going to tell you it's a comet. It's nothing but a comet. Relax, go back to bed. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much what they did. And I was watching their faces clearly, and I just know, I could read and feel that they know that they're lying, and they're trying to do their best to hide it from us. But, you know, you can read and see right through them. The first picture on the left, taken by an amateur astronomer. An amateur. The second was taken by a $70 billion space agency. Is it incompetence? No, it's just like the medical system. It's just like the financial system. It's all just one, well, it's one rigged event. One after another, after another, after another. It's easy to get cynical in this world when you look at the leadership we've had. Because, again, it's been about maintaining the power and just having that small group that feeds off everybody else.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's like, I know, somebody needs to take NASA's crayons away because they're just not doing a good job.
Somebody needs to take the Canadian government's crayons away, too. They're killing more animals. They're installing more laws. Canada has just, well, you could say it's kind of gone to hell up north. And it's loaded with beautiful people that we love and care about. Some of our best friends, you know, again, it's right to the north of us. We are so close in many ways to the Canadian people. And like Australia and New Zealand, they've been suffering from their governance. Not that the U.S. governance is anything stellar either. There is no such thing in this world when it comes to governance. You know, good governance in the Kali Yuga is an oxymoron.
I agree.
and it's run by a lot of morons. Just take away the oxy part.
Take away the oxy.
Yeah, jellyfish humanoid entity. Remember that? This was at a U.S. airbase in Afghanistan. Well, AI programmed to clean up what we had a photo of, and this is what we end up with. It looks like it's something out of an alien invasion movie. Seriously, that looks like some sort of robotic drone, or maybe there's biological components in there merged with AI and robotics. It looks like one of the Borg.
It looks really creepy. I mean, it's just something right out of a horror flick.
And what's he holding in his right hand? It's not one of those little mani purse that the Anunnaki came with.
Oh, maybe it could be a mani purse. I don't know. It's a different kind of mani purse.
Look at the little fingers. Look at the little claw-like fingers.
Oh, yeah, something a mother could love.
Yeah. Wow. That's a good photo. Here you have an enlarged image of a sighting from Tamaulipas in Mexico. Eduardo Martins, member of UFO research group The Truth Seekers, enlarged the images of the object, suggested it could be some sort of spherical UFO carrying crew members. Could be. Again, we got to always be cynical in these times to a degree, skeptical, but at the same time, not paid debunkers like so much of what we see every day.
Indeed.
Because, so many are on the paid debunking team. Here you go. This is another one. Pilot, 40,000 feet, smooth cylindrical object gliding. Yeah, fun stuff, man. I mean, there's so much out there, but you're never going to get anything good from NASA unless you're talking about a FUPA on the ISS feed. Sita says, why is all our taxpayer dollars going to what it is, and we don't get anything coming from them? But listen to this. This is Jay Anderson. I enjoy Jay. Good guy there, Project Unity.
I came across a fascinating paper that was published in the Journal of Physics on the subject of extraterrestrials, living plasma, and UFO phenomena. These plasmas have been filmed accelerating, slowing down, stopping, congregating, and even engaging in what they believe to be hunter or predatory-like behavior. Plasmas up to 1 kilometer in size, behaving similarly to multicellular organisms. And I haven't seen anyone discussing this multinational, multi-institute, multi-scientist, peer-reviewed, and prestigiously published research paper into something so exotic and, quite frankly, paranormal as this. I came across a fascinating...
Yeah, it's interesting how they do omit some things. Again, space is not a vacuum. It's more like an ocean. So when we look at these things, just think about the ocean here. You have all sorts of jellyfish and different life forms out there in the ocean. It's the same thing with space. And when you're talking about plasma, that's again another form of matter. And there are absolutely plasma beings, of course. And there's elemental beings too. And this reminds me a lot of the small elemental beings too that we will see in our own vision.
It makes me sad because they are making them out to be something very, very bad. And they're elementals. They're not predatory. I mean, they're putting the scare factor in there, which I don't like. I mean, we ourselves are plasma beings. We're just really, really dense. And these are not so dense. They're probably better than we are.
Well, that's the thing too. But it's also that journey of discovery that everyone is on. This is just putting out there the entire observable universe lies inside its own gravitational radius, meaning that from the outside, it would possibly appear like a black hole. Led to a radical idea. What if the universe formed in the same way a star collapses into a black hole? As above, so below, as within, so without. So, again, when you look to a cell and you look to everything going on in a microscopic level, it's the same thing in the macroscopic, and I think that's one of the key things to keep in mind is we again live in this fractal universe. It's a holographic universe. It is a projection of sorts, but it's also fractal in nature.
I think there's something here, but I also think that this is science trying to trying to fit it into the human mind. I mean, the human mind needs to understand things. It needs a beginning, it needs an end, it needs to know where does God come from, and if God came from there, who made God, and then who made that. That's the human mind. And I think science is really, that's their job. Their job is to try to fit it into the human mind. So I think there's a thing, but my human mind cannot decipher it.
Well, I think the other thing, too, is I think that you end up with a lot of scientists that get good inspirations and they start going down rabbit holes, and then they find that there's going to be no funding for that because that would be too close to the truth. Or they're even told to don't go there, just go somewhere else. Why don't you look at this? Or, hey, we got a nice job for you over here.
Yeah, they'll throw the money carrots.
Yeah, they'll throw money carrots. Absolutely. That's how the system works. So the X5.1 solar flare that we had gotten on November 11th, just over a week ago, it turns out UK researchers report that radiation levels at commercial flight altitudes reached their highest values in 20 years from that. So that could be an indication, again, of the decline in the magnetosphere, which in some ways is part of a great reset. It's part of a changing of the Yuga. It's part of a changing of everything, because as we've gotten from our guides, everything changes when you're in a new Yuga. And we're in a transitional period. So, yeah, this is a bumpy road period. It's going to be tough. And we've seen mass extinctions on the planet. I do think that some of those are really the act of war. But not all. Some of them are also a turning of the wheel, a natural turning of the wheel.
I agree. I think that the information that comes from the sun, we're all going through some major upgrades and we're feeling it.
This is something that's important because hopefully nobody's still using microwaves out there because they're not healthy. They're just simply not healthy. The technique that's used is not a good technique. Here you go.
Newsflash. Nobody in China uses microwaves. And the reason has nothing to do with nutrition. It's all about energy. Here's what I mean. A microwave doesn't gently heat your food. It hits it with electromagnetic waves that make the water molecules vibrate violently fast. In traditional Chinese medicine, that's considered chaotic, violent energy. So even if the food looks the same, its qi or life force becomes scattered and depleted. It fills you up, sure, but it doesn't nourish you the same way. And here's the ironic part. We're told not to stand in front of a running microwave because the energy is not good for us. So why would we subject our food, the thing that becomes your qi, your blood, your entire body, to the same energy? Because in TCM, food isn't just fuel. It has an energetic nature, warming, cooling, moistening, drying. And the
way you heat your food makes a difference. This is just so well said, and it's completely true. Yes. I mean, microwave, we have a microwave in the house. It just basically never gets used.
No, it's a hiding place for...
We hide things in it. Sita. Yeah, we put food up there because Sita can't reach it over the stove, and we never ever turn it on. So, it's interesting that almost all the maps, when you go back to the 17th century, show the North Pole looking like Santa's workshop. I mean, seriously, there's land up there. It's only, in our last 250, 300 years that they don't think there's land up there. In fact, when you look on Google Earth, it's just empty. But there's also a seam up there when you look on Google Earth. And I've shown that to you guys before. What we get is the land is really there. It really is there. They just don't want you to know about it, just like they don't want you to know the true size of Antarctica.
There's a lot of things out there that they don't want us to know, and they still hide it very well, but that won't last forever.
No, it is all coming out. It is. It's going to take a little time. How about this? This is a Devil's Slide. What the heck really is that? Look at it. It's like two parallel ridges. They say this is 200 feet long, 200 feet long, 40 feet in height. was it some sort of old bridge or something from the old world? Was it backbones? Godzilla's backbones? I don't know. It's really curious, and this is a video that shows it here. We found so many things like this out there in the desert between Nevada and New Mexico, Arizona too. History is just fascinating. The real history.
I think that's pretty cool. I want to go there and climb on them or something.
Utah. This is in Utah, by the way. Yeah, and giants. We have a lot of documented giants in history. Remember Robert Wadlow? I mean, he was alive in the 20s, 30s. I think he died in the 40s. He was like 8'6". This is Antonio Causi Moschini. We don't know his exact height, but pretty much around 8 feet tall. I actually met Andre the Giant. I saw Andre the Giant in an elevator. Up in Toronto, he was immense. It was more like his width that was mind-blowing. His hands, I mean, 3 of my fingers would probably equal 1 of his fingers.
Oh my gosh, God bless that mama.
Oh my God, yeah. So again, just a random gene that goes crazy, or is it one of our lineages that has merged with us? What the heck is going on with this bird? Why is his head coming off? Somebody glue his head back on.
That's just so wrong and creepy in every way. It's just like, there's your CIA camera.
CIA or neighbor? I don't know. Probably CIA, maybe, or...
It looks so alive. I mean, it's like breathing. That's just so wrong.
That's pretty wild. Pretty wild. This tree is pretty wild. I mean, it's like its own little ecosystem. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. There's an angel oak in, I think it's John's Island. Or is it? No, Charles Island. I forget which one it was now. But anyway, down the low country of South Carolina, down below, right around Hilton Head. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's gigantic. And it's ancient. It's almost like 2,000 years old. Cindy, you've probably seen some redwoods. Have you ever seen the redwoods?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, they're just majestic.
And then what's this? A sub-sun? It's just the light coming through, or is it truly like an angel visitor? Is it a hologram from Obi-Wan Kenobi?
I know somebody's fixing to step out of it.
It's curious, to say the least. How about this? Hey, you new in town?
Isn't that cute?
There you go, a puppy befriending a deer, and it's good to see the deer back. They didn't come for the first couple nights because we were gone for a couple weeks, but they're back, and it is hunting season, so we always say a prayer for the ones that come by all the time that we kind of get to know, and hope they make it through hunting season intact.
Indeed.
As always, guys, we appreciate you. We're grateful for you. We invite you to join us over on Patreon. Again, exclusives each week over there. Much love. We'll get live tomorrow at some point. Source, bless, and namaste.
Namaste.